When it comes to the young adults, some of them are quite mature. You can have a 30-year-old who has a family, children in school or what have you, who have responsibilities at work or what have you. And then you have other young adults in their 20s who are still reliant on their parents to make major decisions. Hopefully through the initial process, you get to recognize who that person is. You may not put a label on it, but it's kind of almost assumed that this is the person you've decided to bring with you every time. So I guess deciding on the maturity of the person, there isn't a formal way of doing that, but I think we have a lot of practice in terms of the interactions we have with people in general, and we get a sense very quickly how much that they can understand. You get a sense of how responsible they are in their own life, what are they capable of, and kind of get a sense of what they need.
Dr. Chaffee had decided she was a candidate pretty much right at the beginning, and for a transplant.
Because she once again, she told Taylor, if you don't have the transplant, you have a 50-50 shot. If you have the transplant and it works, your cancer's gone. Yeah. And so we went through how many rounds? 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds of chemo?
3 or 4. I can't remember
chemo. They were pretty rough. That first session of chemo, I mean, the rooms were packed. In fact, I was getting a little concerned. I go, there's too many people in here, right? But then I realized I could look through the crowd and see Taylor, and she is just grinning, loving it, just loving it. And
she had an amazing group of friends.
And one of the nurses brought in the crayons for the window, and everybody was signing it and drawing pictures.
I mean, when we were up there, we kept thinking, oh my God, like she was the youngest one there, until a couple others had come in much later on. But, and they said, you're the youngest we have here right now. Like, so she didn't feel she had anyone she could really talk to because they were all older, and yet Children's Hospital, they probably would have been too young.
Having the person who's been involved in the care of the patient from the beginning is the ideal situation. So if this was my patient, I want to be the one that breaks the news. I don't want to leave that with my colleague who may not have that relationship with that patient. To me, location, it could be anywhere as long as it's private. It's closed in and there's time for the family to reflect too. So if I have to go do something but the family needs that room still to digest what's been given, then we need to have a place for them to stay, even if it takes an extra 20, 30 minutes or what have you. As a patient, you get a phone call that is unscheduled saying, we need you to bring so-and-so to the meeting. Their first reaction is, why? Why does this person need to come? And that puts a lot of anxiety heading into that appointment. So I still haven't figured out the best way to do that, to allow the patient to have somebody there without giving them the anxiety before the appointment, especially if it's something out of the blue.
Like, for bone marrow transplant at the 12-week marrow mark, when you get those results, no matter what, your support group comes with you, or your support person comes with you. No matter what, right? And then I think you can prevent that awkwardness of, oh, we kind of want you to bring somebody with you. I think it also empowers the young adult to say, hey mom, or hey husband, or hey wife, I want you to come to this point with me because that's what, their policy is, or that's what they say, you're always going to bring somebody with you for marrow results or CT results or whatever. And I think maybe we could avoid it.